Now, this blow-up has been called the royal racism row, but even the head of the a former head of racial equality there in Britain considers the allegations to be nonsense. As a society, do you think we jump to convenient conclusions on this sort of thing too quickly and easily?
Well, I'm not sure, really. I mean, obviously, the allegations were made by Meghan Markle herself. We can only, take her word for it of how offended she was by certain comments that she alleges were made. Prince Harry backed her up in that Oprah Winfrey interview, but they have changed their story. I mean, Prince Harry was saying we didn't say racism, we were blaming it on the British press. But when you're talking of conversations in such a nature, I think it's very, very hard to get out of the sort of race row concept. And so even by saying unconscious bias, I know that is a distinction that Harry and Meghan have both made. But, these are very, very serious allegations and conversations that one family may say are completely normal and another family may say it's not. So I suppose it's only the family and the people who are offended who really know what happened on that day, and certainly and how taken aback they were.
Now, on to other things. King Charles made a speech at COP28 this week. Here's what he had to say.
Unless we rapidly repair and restore nature's unique economy based on harmony and balance, which is our ultimate sustainer, our own economy and survivability will be imperiled.
Russell, how was his speech received? Was it well received? And how did this kind of play against the backdrop of the current family dramas back home?
Well, it was certainly his main focus. I mean, he didn't get to go to the last COP when Liz Truss, the Prime Minister who was only in power for a few days in the UK. She pretty much banned him from going, didn't think it was appropriate. Charles would have wanted to be at the last COP and invited once again to speak in front of world leaders. Very, very important to him. He's been a campaigner on the environment and climate change for the last 50 years. Very, very well respected in that sense. And I think that, listening to his words, world leaders were gathering en masse to listen to his keynote speech there. And listen, he's back in the UK now. He's taken the weekend off, but it will be back to business, I suppose, and thinking about with the lawyers and the senior aides about how best to tackle this situation, because it will be a renewed focus this coming week.
And William and Kate were also on official royal business this week with the Royal Variety performance. Can you run us through this event and its purpose?
Well, it's great. I mean, it's at the Royal Albert Hall. It's a glittering ceremony. It happens every year. It's a sort of the best of show business that Britain has to offer, and lots of guests from around the world. I think Kylie has definitely performed there down the years. It's certainly one of the big calendar moments, not only for the royal family, but for Britain as well. And it gives a chance for the royals to let their hair down, celebrate, the best of the entertainment industry. And I'm sure, looking back on that, they'll be looking forward to the Carol concert on Friday.
Russell Myers, as always, an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us.